Girls, here's the first rule, right? So when you multiply two numbers, it's the same thing as adding the two logs, okay? And the reason why this law is so useful is simplifying questions like this. So if you want to simplify two logs with the same base, all you need to do with the numbers is just times it. So the answer to this is just 4 times 5, which is 20. That's it. Okay? That's why this law exists. Okay? Similarly, girls, if you have the same base, but you're taking away the two logs, this is a rule. You divide the numbers. Okay? So in this case, it will be 12 over 3. And what's that? Yeah, so that's the answer to simplifying this. Just make sure they have the same base. Okay? Now, another thing, I think I've taught you this. If you have a base and a number raised to a power, that power basically comes down. I think I've taught you that last lesson. Yeah? Let's apply it here. So if I want to simplify this, first of all, they have the same base. That's fine. If I want to put this 5 back up to how it was in the original, then it would be that, right? Yeah? The number in front, back in the power form is there. Similarly here, what would I write that as? Squared. Yeah? Yeah? Basically, I'm putting it back to the top of the power like it used to be. Now, how do I simplify this? If it's a minus, what do you do with the numbers? Divide it. So in this case, obviously, you can't divide those two numbers, so you write it just as an expression like this. Okay? All right. Now, with this one, remember when we had a fraction, what did we make it into? Do you guys remember from the last exercise? 6 can be written as a power of what here? Negative 1. Yeah? So what does this mean? If you have a base number raised to a power, what does that become? Yes, just negative 1 or just negative log x, 6. So in other words, when you have a fraction like that, basically simplified form is just this. Okay, when you have a fraction, it's just you putting a minus in front of log. Now let's combine everything that we did here. So let's just do it 2 at a time. Let's just look at these two first. So as soon as you see a number in front, that's an indication you want to put it back as a power. So what does this become? Log 3, 6 squared. Let's just do 2 at a time. So what's this? Yeah, multiply it. So that's log 3. That's 36 times 18. Yeah? I don't know what that is. Can someone tell me? 648. Great. Now let's get this guy in. Girls? How can I rewrite that? There's a number in front. What do I do? Yep. And firstly, well, what's that? 8. Yeah. I can write it like that, yeah? So now what do I do with these two numbers? Yeah, you divide it. Is it 81? Yes. Yeah. So that's your final answer if you want to simplify that. Okay? All right. Now, this is your basics. This is where it's actually really used. All right? We want to now actually get the actual value of logs. Given log base 7.2 is 0.36 and log 7.5 is 0.83, find log 7 of 10 as an actual value using these two. Here's how you do it. Girls? How can I get 10 using the numbers here? That's right. Oh, yeah, I get what you mean. So 5 is the same thing as writing. That's the same thing as that, right? Yeah, and when you multiply, like you said, it means you're adding the numbers. Yeah, so what's this given in the question? Yeah, so that's the purpose of doing logs. I can't do my maths. 1.19? Yeah. All right. Straightforward. Another straightforward example, but doesn't look straightforward. Girls, 0.4, if you're not sure, if you have a decimal, always change that to a fraction. Using a calculator, if you type in 0.4 and you press ST, what do you get?
2 over 5.
2 over 5. Now can you see what I have to do? Yeah? What does division mean? You're minusing you're minusing. Does that make sense? Yeah? And we know this.
It says B.
All right? And if you take away those numbers, what is it? Negative 0. What? Okay? So that's how you do it. Okay? Now, this question is the type of questions that's going to get you and actually got me. 98. How are you supposed to get 98 using the numbers of 2 and 5? It's really, tricky. The reason why I needed 49, girls? Okay, let's rewrite log 798 as 49 times 2. The reason why I write it like this, girls first, this is raising a power. Girls, 49 is, so I got this right now, right? Yeah? Now, multiplication means what? Plusing. So let's split these apart and you'll be able to see it from here. Yeah, you with me? Power comes down. Log 7(2), we got that. But, can you girls see it? What's that? We learned from last lesson. Yeah, if you're basing the numbers the same, it's 1. So you don't necessarily have to use both of them. Okay, you can use facts like that. So this is just 2 plus 0.36. Yeah? So it's techniques like that that's tricky with this question. Girls, last lesson I told you, if you want to evaluate something like this, if you want to evaluate something like this in the calculator, this is the same thing as you typing in the calculator log 6, yeah? And if it was base of e, you do ln 6. But I told you from last lesson, if it's got a different base number besides 10 or e, you can't put it straight away in the calculator, right? Well, here's a rule which will allow you to be able to actually put it in the calculator, and here's how you do it. To evaluate that, top number goes on top, bottom number goes at the bottom, and that's how you evaluate it. Okay? Technically, girls, this is log 1025, log 106. The rule is, if you want to find, let me explain. If you want to find any log with a base in a certain number, the rule is like that. As long as both of the logs have the same base, you just put these number on top and at the bottom, okay? But the easy way is, the application is just basically, just put, so like that x is like the 10, and the b and the a is this 25 and the 6. Really, but in the calculator, you're just typing log 25 over log 6, okay? That's all it is. Okay, so that's how you evaluate it if you've got different numbers besides 10 and e. Just type it as logs. This goes on top, this goes at the bottom, okay? And then once you type that in, you'll get your answer. I don't know what that is. All right? So girls, this should take you through the whole exercise. This is a very important exercise. You will get these questions very commonly in your exam. So make sure you're good at this, especially this.